Oh! Hey, it's time to talk about selling your musical gear more rewarding for you.
On Reverb.
How was that for corporate speak?
It's funny because Reverb isn't delay, but we just both did delay.
Because it's a time thing. Anyway, so Reverb is relaunching in the UK, and they have slashed their prices because people weren't using the platform over there.
Well, whenever you say prices too, it is about not so much their prices on the thing, but how much they take from you.
It's kind of like,
me,
have
from
you
all of us.
seen, like, if you gamble, or if you're like with mobsters, like a Vic or any of that stuff, like how much are we gonna take from you? You owe, a certain percentage on the Vic, and yeah, whatever that stuff is.
Yeah.
I've watched Goodfellas and The Sopranos. So they have slashed it down to 5% flat. They used to have a 3.19% credit card processing fee attached to it, which puts it at 8.19% plus additional fees if you decide to boost or bump. That was a problem. Also, what was happening in the UK, their shipping options were not good. Now they are more gooder.
Gooder.
They have decided to ramify is what I was thinking.
Ramify.
I love making up new words that aren't real things and bad grammar. Rectify that as much as they can and try to dig deep into the UK and European reselling of gear.
Huh.
And this is a world that lives without map.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
So
they ain't got all that over there.
It's a fascinating world already. So this is just, they could be a serious contender in that world as far as pivoting to used gear right now. So how do you think about this going on?
I mean, it's a good step in the right direction, in my opinion, because we use Reverb quite a bit. But I mean, I really reckon it'll just depend on if they actually get more people jumping on board over there to use it. There may be better options in the UK besides Reverb to sell gear. I don't know.
I don't think it's a Sweetwater Gear Exchange over there. I don't think that works very well.
No, but if there's maybe, like
a
here.
Toman type basis.
Yes, we have things here that are like, whether you use Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, different things like that, swap shops and stuff like that. Gear exchanges definitely still have.
No, that's a great point.
Yeah.
Now, I think the big point of this whole thing is, though, 5% sounds gorific.
It does.
To all of us. Now, that used to be the case back before Etsy bought Reverb.
Yeah, that was about 5 years ago, right?
At least I feel like it's, I don't even know. Yeah. Now Etsy doesn't own Reverb anymore. Now it's been bought by another group, which we've done a whole video on before. Check our channel. But it's partner owned with Fender as well. So Fender is going to be owning a piece of Reverb, and so they're going to own a piece of the European trade centers as well with this.
Which, maybe as things keep rolling, if it does pick up their user base and they see people hopping on there, maybe in the US we'll see that turn too, and they'll come back down to 5% and say it's okay, everybody.
Well, I'm hoping so, because the time we did the video, we didn't have all the numbers in, but I believe when they resold Reverb to Fender and Screw, it was for a substantial decrease in what was bought from Etsy. So thus, the moves they'd made before had not really been profitable.
Yeah.
So it sort of diminished the shareholders' value of, there's the value, not shareholders, I'm sorry, the value of the business. And so now they're maybe making some dramatic moves to actually get revenue up and make money again. I think a lot of people have steered away from the platform because the fees have gotten so high. When you're doing 10% off the board is going to a digital platform, it's a bit hefty.
Yeah, well, and I feel like we just hear more and more that whether you're a shop, whether you're an individual, a lot of people are just saying, well, that's my billboard, so I really hope to sell it locally or to sell it off channel, as they say. Now, I don't blame anybody there, because to be honest and to be frank, every time a company gets sold to a new bigger company or they take it on, what do they always say? Don't worry, we're not changing anything. And then they change everything. But this hopefully should be some of that retroactive stuff that will bring it back down to maybe some reality, because at the end of the day, they're not really doing anything besides offering a safe market to make deals on.
And we love Reverb.
That's awesome.
We use it all the
Reverb's
time.
dope.
You live on Reverb sometimes. All of our friends do that. I'm looking at this as possibly a good move coming from the new owners of Reverb that we're excited to see some changes down in the near future, and hopefully in the U.S. marketplace. because we do know a lot of individual sellers that do it exactly what Sean said as a billboard, and then they work out phone deals and whatnot. It'd be nice to actually keep everything. I would love to keep almost everything on there. If it's 5% flat,
Yeah.
that's a lot more than what we pay if we do it through our own direct checkout, because we have great deals worked out with our credit card providers and our point of sale systems. But that security that comes with Reverb is awesome.
It's very nice, especially if you're like, I don't really know, this guy seems a little fishy. It can help.
Or it'd be nice just to fire and forget and be like, cool.
Yeah.
Like, I trust it. Like, Reverb's got my back if something squirrely goes on, theoretically.
Theoretically.
Right. Yeah, so it's fascinating to see what's going to happen now. And now that they're opening up, the shipping issue is a whole different thing in Europe. Like in the US of A, it's a lot easier. We have one region. It's just America that we have to deal with most of the shipping. If we're doing overseas and whatnot, it's usually not a Reverb transaction. Now, but with UK, a lot of those sales are probably going to the European Union, would be my guesstimate.
Yeah. Well, it's a lot smaller, but also it gets a lot bigger once you open up to all the other countries. So.
And making that cost effective.
Yeah.
They've probably been negotiating contracts for the past year, trying to figure that. I'm assuming that's what's happening behind the scenes.
Yeah.
I've never had a real job, but I'm guessing that's what you do.
A real jab.
Yeah, I don't know. Have you had a job before?
Sorta. Kinda.
Okay, so Reverb is also, I'm going to quote this, so bear with me, more corporate speak. UK specific market trend data that sellers can use to price their gear. I think it's just the same as what we have here, but just for UK focused. So maybe it's...
So it's like a balancing thing? You think it's going to bring balance to the force?
Well, I think it's just the ideas, because we always look at the price guide that we have, and we see what things are selling for. Maybe they're just doing a UK one, because when we see, this is what happens is a US market, when we look at price data on that, it's across the whole Reverb ecosphere. So something might be like, oh, well, I want my guitar to sell for $3,000 like that one. Well, that was sold in Japan, which is going to be a lot more expensive than in Iowa. So this would be nice if it sort of when they're searching off of their servers and the URLs that they'll be using over there, they'll be able to see, oh, okay, cool. This is actually what's just selling in the UK for, which is also more expensive than the US markets usually.
Boils down the data, which is nice. I will say I do think that is one secret good thing about Reverb, is that it's kind of become like this, almost like a Kelly Blue Book, if you will, of valuations. Like you can see exactly what the value of your guitar is right now.
Do you know what they just sold on the UK server? They sold the console for Abbey Road was sold on Reverb.
Really?
Yes.
Shouldn't that be in a museum?
That's apparently not.
I guess not.
I'm gonna be like sitting with the console that was used in Amy Winehouse's rehab soon.
That's gonna be cool.
Like next week, baby.
There's gonna be blow on the faders, dude.
Anything that she touches gold. That's my future ex-wife ghost. I love everything about her. I think she's wonderful. If you haven't heard of Amy Winehouse, please check her out.
They tried to make me go to rehab.
I remember when I was teaching at Glee Club at one of the local schools here, all the kids would want to do that. I'm like, heck yes, have at it. And so they'd be singing it from their parents. I think,
but I said no.
It was a gold, like when that and like Adele, Rolling in the Deep was all like sort of hot. Like it was a nice moment. And
it's like that
female
lounge jazz thing.
Yeah, because like we had it before with like
Michael Bublé.
Nora Jones.
Ah.
But that was like soft, like Michael Bublé more. I like Michael Bublé. That was more like Kenny G style.
But Adele has some fire, dude.
And Amy had serious fire.
Dude.
So the UK stuff's happening hot. So let us know your thoughts. If you are praying like we are for Reverb to do the same for the US markets, it would be a huge deal. I think a lot more sales will happen on there, more pumping in there. Click like, subscribe.
Hit the bell and fix your deviated septum.
I thought you were going to say DVD. Because Sean's family actually runs the last DVD repair place and vacuum cleaner repair place in Tramway, North Carolina.
It's true. It's real true.
Thanks for joining us. Reverb, click away. Peace be with you.